What's up, tribe? How you guys doing? Go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and I hope you like this video. This is your review for the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, Season 5, Episode 3. So the ladies are all getting ready to go to Milwaukee for Whitney's trip, child. Now, here's what I love. What I love is that they flew a private jet and nobody made a big deal about it, which lets me know, hey, this is what you do, right? This is what you do. Okay. So all the ladies are talking to their significant others about the trip and expectations and all of that stuff, right? Kind of going back on, reviewing, I guess, what happened at the ropes course or whatever. Now we find out from Angie that first of all, y'all know she is excited to be going to Milwaukee to see Guyana's, the Milwaukee Bucks. She's got all this Greek gear. I can't be mad at you, girl. Be proud of your man. Okay. But what we find out is that the lady that does her brows, she said that Jared has been flirting with her. Now, Jared is Brittany's man. Now, I'm going to just go on and break the fourth wall real quick. Baby, Jared then came down here to social media and said it is not all of that, okay? He said she lying for a storyline. I agreed to do the show because the only way they was going to bring her on the show is if I agreed to film with her. And then he said, but I did not agree to the storyline that they chose, okay? They got me out here looking crazy in these streets. He said, we did not break up 11 times. He said, we agreed to the best friend thing for the purposes of the show. That was her, not me. And now they want to turn it into a storyline. So I don't know what to believe at this point, because men will lie, but we know we've seen women create storylines for these shows before. So child, who knows at this point? Everybody gets on the jet except for Mary. Mary Cosby has to do her own thing. So she flew on her own to Milwaukee, whatever. So we see the ladies, all get there and everybody's all happy and excited and all of that, whatever. We see them checking into their hotel. Looks like a cute little hotel. But Bronwyn is really upset with Lisa because she feels like her and Lisa are friends in real life and they've been friends for years, and she feels like Lisa did not have her back. She feels like Lisa did not support her in the way in which she needed or wanted to be supported. And she felt some kind of way about that. She said, but I need to talk to Lisa about it. She said, I'm still side-eyeing Heather a little bit, but I don't really have an established relationship with Heather. She said, but I do feel like Heather is kind of coming for me. Now, Heather still feels like Bronwyn was doing a little too much. It feels like Bronwyn is playing two-faced when it comes to Whitney and what she said to them versus what she said to Whitney. Now, Mary told us that her dad is from Milwaukee, and that her dad actually lived a couple of blocks over from Jeffrey Dahmer. And her dad actually complained about the smell, and then a couple of days later, Jeffrey Dahmer gets arrested. And that's what Mary said. That was Mary's story. She's sticking to it. That was Mary's story, and she gonna stick to it. Moving right along. The ladies go to lunch. They have a they go to lunch, and while they're at lunch, we find out that they're gonna split up. Half of them are gonna go to the Bobblehead Museum, which of course is a nod to Mary Cosby calling her Whitney a bobblehead. The other half are going gambling down to the casino. Now, Lisa asked talk about the Mormons don't like anything that can be addictive, but I mean, I'm not addicted to gambling, so I'm okay. Child, Lisa be in her mind be justifying shit, child. In her mind, she be justifying shit. It's hilarious. So while we're at lunch, we are having a conversation, and Melly is there, who is Whitney's friend as well. And Whitney said Melly doesn't really have a lot of time to hang out because she's really busy. So I guess she's like a semi friend of this season because she's been at a couple of scenes, but she don't really have no whole storyline or nothing. We also find out that Jack is going through some things in Colombia. He's having some health issues. And Lisa is having a moment. And listen, for as much as Lisa gets on my nerves, I do feel her in this moment. She said as a mother, the first thing she wanted to do was jump on the plane and go down to Colombia and handle it. And he told her no. Like, I'm an adult. I will handle it. I will figure it out. Like, I'm good. Don't come down here. Because the parents aren't supposed to come, but Heather said that they do make exceptions for in those cases, like if it's a health issue. So Lisa could have gone, but no. She said no. I mean, he told her no. They find out they're also going to a Bucks game, which of course makes Angie absolutely giddy because she gets to be around Guyanus. Now listen, I ain't gonna call no names. I ain't gonna say nothing. I just want shut up. Nope, I ain't gonna go down that road. That's great. Great, Angie. Great. Move right along. So we see the ladies getting ready. We see where Brittany tries to call Jared. He don't answer the phone, child. We see where... Anyway. I do feel like they playing it up a little bit. Because, girl, it's not that serious. Like, you called him, he was busy. It's not that serious. Like, it ain't like you were blocked. He just didn't answer the phone. Moving on. We see Angie going to talk to Browyn, and Browyn explaining that she's kind of feeling some kind of way about Lisa and how she's upset. And let me say this. Here's what I appreciate about Browyn, because what Browyn's thing is listen, I admit I was talking some shit. But my only point is everybody was talking shit. Heather was talking shit. Lisa was talking shit. So I said a little this and I said a little that. She said, but I didn't repeat anything that Lisa said. But then Lisa threw me under the bus with Whitney and made it seem like I was just sitting there having a whole conversation about Whitney. And that is not even how the situation went down. She said, but if I was to sit there and tell everybody what Lisa said about Melly, about how she about to get blocked from being able to go to, what was it, Macy's, Nordstrom, whatever, because she keep bringing back too many returns, then there would be a problem. She said, and yes, I said some things about Whitney, but guess what? When I talked to Whitney, I told Whitney what I said. I stood in my shit. I told Whitney what I said about her. So she said that, listen, I just don't like the double standard that all of a sudden y'all can say what y'all want to say and y'all can talk trash, but when I do it, it's a problem. It's cool when you do it, but when I do it, it's a problem, right? Then we see Heather and Whitney doing what Heather and Whitney do. They're having drinks and they're giggling and everything. And that's when Heather tells Whitney that how she felt about the whole Browyn situation. And Whitney says, listen, I think Heather's dealing with a little PTSD from Monica last year. Like, I don't think it's that serious. Yes, she's the new girl. Maybe there's a little bit of, a little bit of woo, woo, woo with the new girl. But honestly, I don't think it's a big deal. Like, it's not that serious. So, the ladies all split up and go where they're going. So, it's Whitney, Mary, Melly, Browyn, I think went to the Bobblehead Museum, and then Heather, Lisa, Angie went and Brittany went gambling. So while they're at the Bobblehead Museum, which listen, I'm glad that so at the Bobblehead Museum they gave them a scavenger hunt, which I thought was cute because I would have liked doing the scavenger hunt to find the different bobbleheads. I would not have probably enjoyed just walking through that Bobblehead Museum because let's face it, I mean, how many bobbleheads can you really look at one time? At a certain point, it's just bobbleheads. But I like the fact that they gave them a scavenger hunt so they could walk around and they had clues and stuff like that. So, of course, when they got done doing that, of course, they had to talk. So, they were talking about, that's when Browyn told Melly, yeah, you might want to talk to Lisa. Because Lisa, she said, I ain't going to come right out and tell her what Lisa said about her, but I'm going to let her know something was said. So, she tells her, you might want to ask Lisa what she said about you because... yeah. Then I think that's really the only thing that pretty much came up. I mean, I think she was saying how she felt some kind of way. Oh, Meredith. I think Meredith went gambling. Meredith went gambling because Heather and Meredith had this whole conversation. No. Heather and Meredith had a conversation at the hotel, I believe. No, it was at the casino. No, it was at the casino. Never mind. It was at the casino. So back over at the casino, Brittany is still pouting because Jared ain't answered the phone. And they basically told her, girl, Lisa, for once I was with Lisa. Lisa took her phone. She was like, can I text him back? Because he texted her and said, sorry, I missed your call. So Lisa basically texted her back and said, oh, no problem. I'm having a great time with my girls. Probably won't talk to you till tomorrow. Bye. Girl, that's how you should have done it. And I was here for what Lisa said because I was a little nervous when Lisa was like, can I text him back? I was a little nervous. Now, Heather is talking to Meredith about Whitney. And basically about Meredith and Whitney having this clash situation. And what I find interesting is that Meredith brings up the rumors online about Whitney's jewelry coming from like the bootleg store, and her like adding to the money and increasing the money, and doing all the things right. So of course Heather was like, oh my goodness, oh my goodness. She said, well, listen, why don't you use that as an olive branch? Like, why don't you let Whitney know, like, all of the things that are being said about Whitney online, and that you can help her because you can know how to navigate it. You've been selling jewelry for a really long time. And Meredith was like, first of all, if I know, she know, because she said I was tagged like 100 times. So if I was tagged, Whitney was tagged, and she was like, Heather, you ain't know. No, I didn't know. Heather, I don't believe you. Because, Heather, out of all of them women, I know you watch social media. I know you watch the reviews. I know that you watch what's going on when it comes to social media. I know. Heather, I know. So, I absolutely believe that you knew that. But, okay, fine. But Meredith brought up a good point. Meredith was like, maybe you need to tell her. She said, because if I say it, she's not going to take it as a positive coming from me. She's going to get offended. She's going to feel like I'm being shady. So I'm just letting you know what's being said so that she can handle it, so she can handle her business. And Heather was like, but I really think it's a good idea for you to bring it up because, again, you can help her. And Meredith was like, yeah, no, I'm not trying to do that. So in next week's review, in the previews for next week, it looks like Heather does tell Whitney, but says, Meredith said, ma'am, that totally defeats the whole purpose of what Meredith was trying to explain to you. Do I think Heather was trying to be Bessie? No. But do I think that Heather probably knew that Meredith was going to feel some kind of way and that Whitney was going to take it the wrong way? Yes, I do. Anyway, the ladies go down to the game. And they get there for warm-ups. They get to sit courtside for warm-ups, which I thought was real cute, or practice or whatever. What I found interesting is that Angie is walking around with all this Greek shit on. And it looked like everybody came over to them except for Guyana's. I don't remember seeing Damian Lillard came over there. The president of the team came over there. I think one of the coaches came over there. Another player came over there. But I never saw Guyana's come over there with all that Greek shit that Angie had on. I thought that was interesting. Did I miss it? Anyway. So they end up going, so after practice, they go upstairs for the game, whatever. They go to the suite. And of course the suite is loaded. Listen, suite life is great life. I have gone to a couple of games in a suite. Now I ain't never been to the VIP suite, because let's be clear, there are levels to suites. There are levels to the suites. Baby, they had a lobster corn dog. I ain't never had a lobster corn dog in the suite that I went to. But it was a good time. It was a good time. You get the food and all that stuff. I will say this. I find that I really don't watch the game. There's so many other things going on in the suite. I don't even be paying attention to the game. But anyway, I'll take the sweet light. I'll take it. Give me a box. Anyway, so while they're at the game, I learned way too much about Mary Cosby and her tricks on how she does not use a public bathroom. Moving right along. I don't have the energy for her. So while they're there, Jared calls Brittany, and she is happy as a clam. She don't know what to do with herself because that man finally called her, and she's FaceTiming him, and all the ladies are like, hi. So while this is going on, Angie is literally sitting directly behind her. I mean directly behind her. I mean absolutely directly behind her. Having a whole conversation with Bronwyn about her brow girl saying that man slid in her DMs, and should I tell her? And after she has this whole conversation, Brittany finally turns around and says, are you talking about me? Girl, how did you not hear that whole conversation? Because, when I say directly behind, like directly behind her. Anyway, so Angie ends up telling her, listen, I ain't trying to get in the middle of y'all stuff, but I feel like I should let you know. I feel like it wouldn't be right for me not to tell you what I know. So she ends up telling her about the man sliding into her brow girl's DMs, and she shows her the messages or whatever. So, of course, now Brittany is off somewhere crying. Meredith is the only person that went after that lady. While that's going on, Bronwyn finally tries to have her conversation with Lisa and Heather about how she feels. And listen, Lisa defends herself the way Lisa defends herself. Heather is like, I don't understand how I get in this. Heather is like, how I get in this? This between you and Lisa. How I get in it? And Bronwyn feels like Lisa should have defended her more when she felt like Heather came after her. She don't understand why Lisa didn't defend her. But when they showed the footage, it does look like Lisa defended her. So I'm not sure, and y'all know I don't be defending Lisa much. But I'm really not sure what much more you wanted Lisa to do. Lisa did sort of defend you and say, no, she didn't do that. No, that's not true. No, I don't think that's fair to come at her that way. I'm not really, like, did you want her to jump across the table and jack Heather up? I don't know. But I do think Bronwyn brings up a good point when she says, listen, you can't sit here and act like y'all don't be talking about people. Like, I just need to know when the rules apply to me. Like, it's okay for y'all to do it, but I can't do it. Let me know when I can do it. Let me know who I can do it with. Let me know who I, like, girl, y'all talk about, she said everybody in this group talks about everybody else. Like, stop playing with me. And I do think Bronwyn brought up a good point. But, of course, it is what it is. That was pretty much the episode. We'll see what we see next week, y'all. Talk to y'all later. Peace.